So this is how Joe Rogan used to act, because Joe Rogan's like, I was talking about before the show, but Joe Rogan's like a
guy.
Okay. See, Joe Rogan's like
elk hunting, BJJ enthusiast guy.
See, Joe Rogan's like
a dude who cheats on his wife with his openers, allegedly. Guy.
That's 3. That's it. Enough. Joe Rogan's a guy who started smoking weed later in life.
Also short guy.
Yeah, you've been very clear about that. Joe Rogan is somebody who started smoking weed later in life. So what happens with people like that is it's like the Kevin Smith phenomenon, where it's like you're supposed to get your cringy weed man stuff out of your system in your like 20s, right? You would say early 20s.
We learned in high school that weed is not a personality trait.
Exactly. But what happens is when people start smoking it later in life, they become weed man, and you're like, you're 50. What are you doing? You're being just fucking so cringy.
This isn't even like fun. This is just an identity crisis for you.
And it's not shitting on weed. Weed is awesome.
Of course not.
But it's again, like you said, that's the making it your personality that's kind of weird to me. Anyway, here's Joey Diaz, and you're welcome, Mike, because Mike has the best Joey Diaz impression in the business.
I passed out one night really hard.
Crunch the water bottle.
All right, Norse and I wake up to the door banging, and it's Joe Rogan pre-marijuana when he was fucking miserable. I always say he was an ape. You ever see the evolution of an ape? That's when he was an ape.
Yeah.
If you didn't know Joe pre-marijuana,
I
it wasn't. It was like spurts. There was something missing. Thank God Eddie talked him into that, because you didn't know what he was. Anti-drug.
Yeah.
Anti-fucking drug. You know, if Bert came over and the next day he'd call me, Bert Kreischer had like 16 fucking beers. He's got a bad problem, and he would just say that. I remember we went to see Doug Stanhope. That's how it started. And he's like, fucking Doug is funny, but somebody's got to talk to him about his alcoholism. I'm like, Joe, nobody says things like that. Like,
I like Joey, though.
Joey, a little bit of credit here.
Joey's a typical guy friend. But you don't fucking bother people, but leave him alone. Let him do what the fuck he wants.
Nobody. I go, why would you say that? He goes, why would I say that? He had 11 beers and 4 shots of tequila on stage.
Yeah, fucking Mike calls that a Wednesday.
What a nerd.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Nerd.
Who cares?
That's how uptight Joe Rogan used to be.
God, I don't even recognize that guy.
No.
Oh, there's the water bottle. There's the water bottle.
Dog, I'm telling you, he was a fucking mess, this guy. We'd fucking go nowhere, dude. We'd be in the back fucking doing coke, doing fucking lines. Joe would fucking call the police on us. It was unfucking I'm fucking telling you.
There you go. Look, I know there's a lot of stuff that Joey Diaz does. That's
why I crunch the fucking water bottle when I do it on the air.
But there's something I do like about Joey Diaz is he doesn't give a lot of these other comics are very scared to just kind of shit on Rogan a bit, and he's just not the first time he's done it.
Yeah,
he gave me, Ricky Cruz, and Ralphie May shit for smoking pot at the Comedy Store one night.
I remember one time it was this asshole. He actually turns to fucking Ralphie May. Fucking says this cocksucker, you're gonna be dead someday. What a fucking what a dumb fuck. Wait, what?
What happened to Ralphie? What happened to Ralphie? Ralphie May was Michael Rappaport if he let himself go a lot.
Yeah.
He gave me
also if you a Michael Rappaport you'd actually go hang out with.
That's
probably not have a cringe time.
Cruz and Ralphie May shit for smoking pot at the Comedy Store one night.
Really?
That's how twisted he was then. He was very by the book. What's his name had just died from drugs.
Who?
The guy on Saturday Night's Live, his buddy on News.
That was Phil Hartman. His wife killed him.
Coke, though.
But I know, but his wife killed him.
That was drugs were a part of
involved.
that.
Yeah.
You a guy like that would blame drugs.
Gotcha.
And be like, oh, I was because of the drugs. When meanwhile you're like, I don't know, man. I've had some pretty wild relationships with girls who have been out of shape on drugs. None of them ever came home and shot me in the fucking face.
Yet.
I'm like, please, just do it at this point. Just fucking look. Just do it. Just do it.
puts the to a head like Walter White did with Jesse.
Yeah.
The mark is still in his
Just go
fucking
ahead.
head.
Just do it.
News radio and all that.
Oh, Phil Hartman.
So he was very.
Well, he got shot though.
Right. Something
Yeah,
Liz
happened.
Copeland.
Fucking cocksucker was on The Simpsons. I don't fucking know.
I'm a king of the hill, man.
Fucking doing coke with fucking Andy Dick or some shit. I don't know.
Joe, that he was very, and he would not discuss cocaine with me at that time. Like, he wouldn't, like, I wouldn't
What
ever.
a pussy he sounds like, because you know everybody at that time was probably backstage like, am I up? Nah, hang on. All right, do I look good? All right, let me go out there.
The fact that Joe Rogan, how do you go into the comedy business and not expect everybody around you to be doing drugs is insane to me.
Yeah, Donnell Rawlings was, I think, the biggest mess I've ever seen. As far as just backstage, just lighting cigarettes. You know, let's smoke back there. He'd be smoking cigarettes, doing coke. Fucking just, I mean, always looked like he had like 5 places to be at once. Like that guy was.
I've heard stories about Greg Giraldo was kind of like that too, though.
Oh yeah, no, I would probably imagine. I just never got to. be
I gotta
around
say
him.
you personally.
I mean, me
I get you.
personally
I get you.
seeing
I get you.
people. Donnell Rawlings had very much had that energy of I've got 5 other places to be right now, and I need to light 2 cigarettes at once and do a lot of drugs. Just that kind of just thinking back, that gives me anxiety.
Ever be high in front of him. And one night we all said goodnight, and I went back to my room and I started watching TV, and I just passed out, guys, and I heard boom, 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 boom. It's Joe Rogan with the security. Joey, open up the door. You all right? What the fuck? We were supposed to be downstairs at 8:30. Now we missed our fucking flight and all this shit. I'm like, hold on. And he's looking around my room, and I'm like, no, dog, I went to bed last night. And the whole way there, him and Chris McGuire yakking. Like, I know he was with Danny Merle
Chris
last night.
McGuire. I know.
So here's what happened. Fucking Joey partied too much that night. That's what happened for sure. And somebody calling him Fed Rogan. And fucking Snitch Joe Rogan is banging on the door. First off, he doesn't get up. You know what I would do? I would just go get on my flight and let Joey Diaz figure it out. Right? No, am I wrong?
I can picture you totally leaving me somewhere.
Because I'm going to go, look,
All
I
right,
tried.
dickhead, I got up and I got on my fucking flight. Now you figure
You
it out.
have Uber.
booking.
You have Uber. You'll figure your shit out. I got to go. I mean, and the other thing is I know Mike. I know he's not dead. He just probably passed out. So I'll be like, look, whatever, man. I want to go. But like Rogan's calling the security to bang on the door. Jesus Christ, you're a snitch, Joe.
Yeah, that's pretty. Especially if it's a situation where you've never had an issue. Like, I could understand if Joey Diaz had already OD'd twice or something.
Right.
Like, if you were dealing with an Artie Lang type, I could see you maybe going and getting the hotel security. But, I mean, relax. Somebody went out. Somebody smoked a little too much weed and got a little too drunk last night. Let him fucking sleep it off. It happens. Like you said, he's a big boy. He can figure out another flight.
He's an adult,
It's
you know.
fine. Just let him figure it out.
You're not his mom. You don't have to fly with him.
No,
Yeah.
Chris the bald dude.
That's when we used Chris McGuire and me used to open for Joe.
I remember Chris McGuire. I know.
And then we get to
Chris
the
is the
airport.
head writer for all the
Yeah.
roasts.
All those roasts. Then we get to the fucking airport and the flight's delayed 4 hours. So all that yelling and screaming.
That's the best.
That does make
that has happened to
that
me
makes
before.
sort of-
I
it's
have
happened
been,
to us before.
I've been the guy that's just so fucked up that I'm the late one, and I show up and they're still there, and I'm like, "Hey,
What's up, ass?
what's up?" Yeah, no, I got that extra hour and a half of sleep.
It was great.
No fucking reason. I even told him. I go, see, the flight's fucking delayed. Who gives a
So you still, I don't know, man. It makes sense. He does seem like just a narky kind of guy.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I really do. I really do think that he has that. Maybe he had it in him. Maybe he's not like that anymore. But it's funny seeing.
Well, he doesn't go live anymore because he got caught trying to help Twitter help get Tim Pool to be a narc.
You're right.
And look, I
Shit,
hate
right.
Tim Pool and I make fun of him all the time, but there's a tape of Tim Pool not narking.
He did it narc. You got to give him the credit there. Yeah, you're right.
So, and Joe has not gone live ever since, and he probably still resents and hates Jamie to this day because that got out over the air, and he was pissed.
How long before he red bans Jamie?
I'm surprised he didn't do it after that. I'm honestly surprised he didn't do it after that. That was a big fuck up.
Do you think
that was
he will?
a big fuck up.
Well, I mean, I kind of feel bad for him, for Jamie, because you and I have both had and I'm sure he doesn't use OBS, but he probably uses Wirecast or TriCaster, which I've used before too. I didn't pay for it. It's like $3,000, but I did. This is before the days of OBS, and sometimes when you do hit stop streaming it glitches and it just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's happened to me before.
I don't know. There's ways around that though. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, like me personally, when I go off, even when I just do
Mute 'em.
Nightwave by myself, everything gets muted. Everything gets potted down, muted. There's 3 layers of mutes because you never know. And then I also switch the scene back to not being on camera.
Right.
Just in case. I mean, yeah, again, it happens with OBS sometimes where you exit out and it keeps streaming for a little bit. And
Right,
you're like,
right.
What is going on? So, yeah, you got to be. I don't know, man. I am shocked he didn't get fired, but I know he got a big talking to. And I can tell you this, if it ever happens again, he's fired.